students, welcome to our science class. In the last class, we completed our first text. Today we are going to start the part B text in term 1. Our next chapter is nervous system. Nervous system. And in this chapter, we are going to deal with different topics like what is nervous system, what are the different parts included in nervous system, then which are the different types of nerves, what is the structure of brain, which are the sense organs, like all the topics we are discussing in this chapter. Before entering to our unit, you just want to do an activity in your textbook, page number 71. You can see there an activity here, page number 71. Please pause this video and solve this. This is very simple. Just fill it. And after that, we will meet. I hope you completed your work. Now, we are going to check the answers. The first question is this. This is a crossword puzzle. And the first question is an organ which protected by the backbone. An organ which protected by the backbone. What is the answer? Answer is spinal cord. Spinal cord. The second question is this. It helps in smelling. What is that? Nose. Nose. The third question is it helps to taste. What is that? Tongue. Tongue. And the fourth question is organ protected by skull. What is there in our skull? It's our brain. So this is our puzzle and it's the answer. Please check it and if have any wrong, just correct it. Now we are going to there in our chapter. And the first topic is itself the nervous system. What is this nervous system? How we can define this term nervous system? Nervous system is one of the most important system of our body. Nervous system is one of the important system in our body. What is this nervous system doing? This nervous system control all the organs. Control all the organs and functions in our body. So, the nervous system control all the organs and functions in our body. These organs include all organ systems and our sense organs also. So, this nervous system control all the organs and functions in our body, and these organs include our sense organs and all other organ systems also. Now, this nervous system control, we already said what they are controlling. It includes walking, laughing, tingling, closing of eyelids, all the things controlled by this nervous system. Next question is, which are the different parts in nervous system? Which are the different parts in nervous system? There are 3 parts in nervous system. 3 parts in nervous system. The first part is brain. First part is brain. Second one is spinal cord. And third one is nerves. So, for the nervous system, it is having 3 parts. The first one is brain, second one is spinal cord, and third one is nerves. Here you can see a diagram. I am going to locate these 3. This is a system which shows the nervous system. The first one is our brain. The second one is our spinal cord. And the third one is nerves. The yellow color, that is nerves. The blue color which shows here is the spinal cord, and the brain is here in pink color. And the thing is that the next topic is we have to study what is brain, which are the different parts of brain. All the things we have to study. And then we want to explain what is spinal cord. And then want to study what is this nerves and which are the different types of nerves. All the things we are going to discuss. Now we are going to study what is this brain and which are the different parts included in this brain. Brain. What is this brain? Brain is the master computer of our body or human body. Master computer. Brain is the master computer of the human body. The next point is that it controls all the activities in our body. It controls all the activities in our body. What is the color of human brain? The color of human brain is grayish pink. Grayish pink. So we can say this brain is in grayish pink color. And it is in a shape of walnut. It is in a shape of walnut. When we observe the brain, you can see there are large number of folds on the surface, which means that it has so many folds or foldings. And it is situated at the top of our spinal cord. That means we already said that we have a spinal cord and our brain is situated at the top of our spinal cord. Top of the spinal cord. Top of the spinal cord. So these are the important points about the brain. What are the points? Brain is the master computer of human body. It controls all the functions in our body. The color of brain is grayish pink for human body and it is in shape of walnut and it is situated at the top of our spinal cord. Now the question is how this brain is protected. You already know that brain is having a protective shield of our skull. Not only the skull but also it have number of layers of protection for this brain. Now we are going to look which are the protective layers for this brain. Our human body is a magical box and it is very well structured. So this brain is having number of protective layers. Number of protective layers. The first one is skull itself. That is the outermost bone. Inside this skull, there is having another bony box called cranium. That is, inside our skull, there is having a bony box. Which means another box which is made of bone. That is bony box. And its name is cranium. Inside this bony box, there is having another layer of membrane. Which means that there is having another layer and its name is meninges. So this meninges means it is layers. That means there are number of layers are there after this bony box. number of layers. So, we are talking about the protective layers of brain, and the first layer is skull. Inside that we have a bony box called cranium, and inside that we have a number of membranes, and it is called meninges. And how we can define this meninges? What is this meninges? Meninges are the membranes which cover the brain and protect it. The function of this meninges is to protect our brain, and there are number of layers. And in between these layers there is having a fluid, and it is called cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid. That is, in between these layers of meninges there is having a fluid, and its name is cerebrospinal fluid. Now we want to define this. What is this cerebrospinal fluid? Is that the space between these meninges is filled with a fluid, and it is called cerebrospinal fluid. Why it is there such a fluid in between these layers? The reason is very simple. It protects our brain from shocks and jerks. It protects our brain from shock and jerks. Which is actually, we know this brain is very important organ, and it controls all our system of body, and that's why our brain is having such a number of layers of protective shield. So remember these names: skull, cranium, meninges, and in between the meninges there is having a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid, and it is there in between the layers of meninges, and the function of this fluid is to protect brain from shock and jerks. This is all about the introduction of our brain, and this is about what is brain and which are the number of protective layers for the brain. Now we want to study the structure of brain. Structure. In the brain there are having number of different parts, but now you only want to study 3 parts. Here you can see a diagram, and the first part is cerebrum. This is the cerebrum. The pink shade given area is cerebrum. The next part is cerebellum. That is the blue portion area, cerebellum. And here you can see a green shaded portion, and it is called medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. So for the brain, the main 3 parts are cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. So these are the 3 parts in our brain. We are talking about human brain, and for different animals the structure is different. So now we want to study in detail about each part. What is this part is doing and how it looks like the things we have to discuss. First we are going to study about the cerebrum. Cerebrum is the large part. Cerebrum. Cerebrum. This is the largest part in our brain. Largest part. It is the largest part. And this cerebrum, you can see they are having number of lines just drawn. They are fold and grooves. That means the cerebrum have large number of folds and grooves. That means you can see here. That is the second point. That means it is the largest part, what? This cerebrum. And it is having large number of folds and grooves. And it is, the appearance is convoluted. This cerebrum is having convoluted appearance. Convoluted appearance. And the next point is that what is the function of this cerebrum? What is the function? What is this cerebrum doing is that it helps to remember things. That means this cerebrum helps us to remember, then understand meanings, and solve problems. That means actually the cerebrum is doing the remembering or the understanding of meanings or solve problems. All the things are doing by this cerebrum. And because of this, that means they are doing, helps to remember, understand meanings, solve problems like things, and we are calling this cerebrum as the center of intelligence. It is the center of intelligence. Center of intelligence. Cerebrum is the center of intelligence. We are calling it like that because the cerebrum helps us to remember, understand meanings and solve problems. And also the cerebrum is doing one more thing, that it controls our sense organs. It controls our sense organs. The functions which is done by cerebrum is important. You want to study. That is very simple. That is, it helps us to remember, understand the meanings and solve problems. And that's why we are calling it as center of intelligence. That is the first point. The second point is that it controls our sense organs. That is also done by this cerebrum. And you want to identify when seeing this diagram, this is the cerebrum. This is all about cerebrum. Now we are going to talk about cerebellum. The second part, and it is called cerebellum. Cerebellum. This cerebellum is egg-shaped part and it is located here. And we say it as it lies below the cerebrum at the back of head. We say it as it is located below the cerebrum. It is located below the cerebrum. That means you can see here this cerebellum is located below this cerebrum. It is actually located at the back side of our head. It is located at the back side of our head. Now the question is, what is the function of this cerebellum? The function is that this controls our muscular activities. It controls our muscular activities. These muscular activities means when I am raising my hand, folding my hands, walking, all these things are what? Muscular activities, and this is done by cerebellum. That is the function. The next function is that this cerebellum helps us to balance our body. It helps us to balance our body. The cerebellum helps us to balance our body. That means when we are moving, we want a balance, and that is done by the cerebellum. So these two are the functions of cerebellum. All these parts have number of functions, but now you only want to study two functions. So the thing is that it controls our muscular activities and balance our body. This is about cerebellum. Now we want to study the third part called medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. So this is the part which is located here. Medulla oblongata. And the other name of this medulla oblongata is that brainstem. Another name of this medulla oblongata is brainstem. That means actually when you observe this, you feel like this medulla oblongata is like a stem for our brain. So it is also called brainstem. The first point for this medulla oblongata is that where it is located. It is located at the lower part of our brain. Lower part. That is, this medulla oblongata is there at the lower part of our brain. The next point is what is this? Why this brainstem is there? It is to join the brain. It is to join the brain to spinal cord. That means, already said that for this brain, the down part is what? Our spinal cord. So, for this brain and for the spinal cord, the connecting cord is actually what? The medulla oblongata. It connects the brain to our spinal cord is what? Medulla oblongata, or we can also call it as brainstem. So, it joins brain to spinal cord. Now, we want to study the functions. What is this medulla oblongata doing? The function is very simple. It controls involuntary actions. It controls involuntary actions. What is this involuntary actions? We already studied it in our last chapter, these involuntary actions. That is, the actions which is not in our control are what? Involuntary actions. We studied about involuntary muscles. That the muscles are not under our control, or we call it as involuntary muscles. Like in that way, involuntary actions is that the actions which are not in our control. That means moving my hand is an voluntary action, which means I can move my hand with my consideration. But this involuntary action involves our heartbeat, breathing, sneezing, etc. So, the medulla oblongata controls the involuntary actions like heart beating, breathing, sneezing, like the things. So, you know, this heart is continuously beating throughout our life. It is not having any sleep or rest like that. So, we can say this medulla oblongata is active even when we are sleeping. That means it is continuously working for 24 hours. That means when we born to our death, it is continuously working, this medulla oblongata, and it is controlling our some of the involuntary actions like heartbeat, breathing, sneezing, like all. So this is all about medulla oblongata. And you want to study the function. What is this medulla oblongata doing? So I am going to conclude today's class, and we discussed in this class is that what is nervous system and which are the parts included in nervous system. Which are the parts? It includes brain, spinal cord, and then the nerves. These are the three things involved in nervous system. And the first part, brain, we discussed today, and we studied about what is brain, what are the parts of brain. You want to study three parts. It is cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata, and want to study in detail about cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. This is all about today's topic. You please want to read your textbook 3-4 times, and we will meet in our next class. It's enough for today.